Hello everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I have here part one of 3 different ink hauls that I'll be doing. This one is from Eileen and S, as well as part 1 of what Roxy has sent me. Roxy sent me like a huge box and I can't wait to get through them all, but I thought I'd split them into 3 different videos. So I will be swatching in my Hobonichi A5 notebook, and then off camera I will also be swatching on my Rhodia paper and in my A5 slim rings. Let's get started. So I will be swatching with my Kakimori stainless steel nib as well as my Speedball B nib, and these are nib holders from River City Pen Co. Somebody asked me if they're quite bulky, and actually they're not. They're a good size for me, comfortable. Like let's see, what can I compare this to? Oh yeah, comparable to the size of an Esterbrook Model J, like slightly narrower than that, but this is a good size for me. So the first ink that I will be swatching is Colorverse Brain, and I have been wanting to try this for ages, but I just never put it in my cart, or I never pulled the, I say, trigger, or when I was ready to check out, it was never available. It was like it didn't want me to have it. And I love this sort of green with the shimmer. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. And now on my Kakimori steel nib, I do prefer this to the brass nib. Now, I think I'm going to just do the figure eights, although I really like doing the solid line. What do I want to do? Oh my gosh, that's pretty. And then let's just do, oh, such a pretty color. I love the olive color of that, but then the green shimmer in it, gorgeous. So that is Colorverse Brain. The next ink is Diamine Deck the Halls, and this is from the Green Ink Vent calendar. And I don't remember if this was 2022 or 2023. I think it was 2022, but please correct me if I am wrong. So let's go ahead and, oh, that looks like it's going to be a purple shimmer. Oh, yes. Oh, that's lovely. I'm only hoping though that it doesn't have too much sheen, if it does have sheen. This is really pretty. Reminds me a little bit of Wearingeul Persephone, which is one of my favorite purple inks. Oh, I love the pink shimmer that's in here. Really pretty. Love that. That is Diamine Deck the Halls, and I'm really, really liking that. The next ink is another purple ink. It's Diamine Shimmertastic Lilac Satin. And I love that Roxy sent me so many shimmer inks because I do love shimmers, and I feel like I've been pretty lucky with the fact that shimmer inks have worked well for me in my fine and extra fine nibs. I don't shy away from using them in those nibs. Oh, look at that. That is bright and punchy and fun. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I really love the silver shimmer, but also now that it's dried a little bit, that ink looks more purple pink. Lilac satin. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I really like that. I have a thing for purples as well. Browns and purples. I never thought I would get into browns or purples or pinks, but look at me now. Oh, gorgeous. So Diamine Lilac Satin. The next ink is Mont Blanc, the Beatles Psychedelic Purple, and I cannot remember if I've tried any Mont Blanc inks. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head if I have, but this will be interesting to try. Oh, That is a lovely purple, reminding me a little bit of Pilot Iro Shizuku Murasaki Shikibu. Now that that's dried a little bit, you can see some pinky undertones in there too. So this is Mont Blanc. This is a long name. The Beatles Psychedelic. Am I spelling that right? Yeah, Psychedelic Purple. So I won't have room to do the figure eights, but I'll just do the line swatch. Oh, lovely. Lovely purple. Reminds me a little bit, like I said, of Pilot Iro Shizuku Murasaki Shikibu. But let me show you what happened on the Rhodia paper. It looks like it's actually feathered a little bit on the Rhodia paper, which is interesting. But it didn't bleed through. And then on the Tomoe River paper, this is Sanzen Tomoe River paper, it hasn't bled through either, but I'm wondering how it would react to the most recent iteration of the Tomoe River paper, the 2025 planners, and how this would react to that. But anyway, that is Mont Blanc, the Beatles Psychedelic Purple. The next ink is by Robert Oster. It is Robert Oster Sterling Silver. And I feel like it's very similar to Diamine Deck the Halls, except this has silver shimmer. So it'll be interesting to see both. Although when I open the bottle, it looks more like a grayish purple. So let's see. Now I have come across, ooh, so that looks more like a grayish blue purple. Lovely. I have come across some issues with some Robert Oster shimmer inks that just haven't been really working for me. It's mostly due to the fact that I feel like Robert Oster shimmers are larger particles than most other brands of shimmer inks. This also kind of reminds me of, like when I put this down on the Rhodia paper, and I'm off screen here, this kind of reminds me of, oh, there was a Diamine, it's not Lavender Haze. It might be Lavender Haze from an Inkvent calendar. Like this lovely purple with silver shimmer. But I like the color and I like the shimmer, but I would be a little bit hesitant to use this in my fine and extra fine nibs just because Robert Oster shimmers haven't treated me very well, unfortunately, even though they're so beautiful. So this is Robert Oster Sterling Silver, and it seems to come off the Kakamori steel nib absolutely fine. It's once we put this into a fine or an extra fine nib that I think I would get issues with that. But that's lovely. Oh, I got fluff there. There we go. So Robert Oster Sterling Silver. The next ink looks like it's an Endless Pens and Robert Oster exclusive. It's called New Year, New Hue. Oh, play on words. Smart. I love when there's puns like that. Okay, so let's see what this one looks like. Looks like it's a red. Ooh, I want to see what that shimmer is going to dry down like. And I do actually really enjoy red shimmer inks. I think they're lovely. As it's drying down, it does remind me a little bit of Waringol Dracula, I believe it is. But I'll take a look through the different samples that I've got. So New Year, New Hue. Oh, I like the purple shimmer in there. But again, I'm a little weary of Robert Oster shimmer inks, but I will give this one a try. Oh, that's pretty. Really pretty. The next ink is Scribo Rosso. Is it Chianti or Chianti? I don't know if that's a G or it's supposed to be a C. Okay. Have I tried a Scribo ink before? I don't think I have. I need to go through like the big stack of Rhodia sheets that I've got to see. Ooh, it's like a burgundy. It would make sense if the name had Chianti in it rather than Gianti, but yeah, that's lovely. I'm not sure what that reminds me of out of the collection of reds that I have. Probably would have been like Sailor Manyo Kuzu, but without the sheen. So this is Scribo, Rosso, Chianti. Lovely. It's not a color that I would normally go for, but I would certainly give it a try in a pen. Oh, I like the lighter burgundy that comes out when you do the line width like that. Really pretty. So that is Scribo, Rosso, and I'm assuming Chianti. Oh, I didn't even cross the T. Chianti. Next we have Tono and Limbs Labradorite, and it's got shimmer at the bottom. So let me agitate that a little bit. Agitate and see what that looks like. Oh, look at that kind of teal blue color. Because on the label it looks teal, but then in the sample vial it looks blue. So what are we gonna get? Ooh. Oh, I like that. Reminds me a little bit of Wearingeul Atlas, but slightly more teal. It's so interesting how it first goes down blue, but now that it's dried for maybe 30 seconds, it looks more teal. So Tono and Limbs Labradorite. Yeah, when I write with it, it looks, now that I'm writing with it, it looks more of the actual color, but the bigger swatch went down very blue, and now it's drying to that teal. Oh yeah, I can really see it in the line swatch. It looks more blue at first, and then it dries to that color. Really interesting. So Tono and Limbs, Labradorite, and that gold shimmer. Lovely. The next ink is Wearingeul. So, oh my gosh, I need to figure out how to pronounce that. I'm gonna do my best, but I believe it's So Young Weijie. And this is from Wearingeul's Yi Sang series. So it's a lovely purple, and look at that shimmer. Look at that, that's lovely. And I apologize for mispronouncing that. I tried to find how to pronounce that on Google, but I could not find it, so I do apologize. Oh, lovely purple. Again, reminding me of Wearingeul Persephone or Ferris Wheel Press or Auroralis. Look at just the way that that's drying. It's really lovely. So this is Wearingeul. So make sure I'm spelling this right too. Perfect. Oh, I really like that silvery purple shimmer. And I find Wearingeul shimmer inks work really well for me. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. So that is Wearingeul So Young Weijie. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But it's beautiful, beautiful. And then we have the 10th ink from Roxy, and this is the last one from Roxy in this round, Wearingeul 12th Night. I have been wanting to try this since it came out at Atlas. One, it was always sold out, and two, when it was available, I didn't have a big enough order to justify just paying for an ink and then paying that much for shipping. Ooh, that's really, really light, but that blue shimmer is lovely. So we have Wearingeul, and it does look like it's really light, so I would be worried about this in one of my pens. But oh my gosh, even with the shimmer, that silvery blue shimmer, it's lovely, but I feel like it would be a bit too light. But I should put it in a pen just to officially try it out. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Wearingeul 12th Night. These next three inks are from Eileen. She just came back from a trip to Japan, and it was so nice of her to send me a lovely package with, she sent me a traveler's notebook like notebook, and then some stickers and some gel pens and some Kit Kats. Oh, so excited for those. But these are the 3 inks that she sent me, and I know I would never be able to get these here in Canada, so I'm so glad she sent these to me. It looks like there's a blue, a green, and another blue. So let's go ahead and swatch these. So we have Sailor Ancora Rainy Day ink. I'm excited to give this a try. Ooh, oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's really lovely. I like that, I say muted bluer tone. So this is Sailor and Ancora. Rainy Day. Does it say Rainy Day ink? Rainy Day ink. Doing the figure 8s. That is a lovely blue. Oh, look at that. I do enjoy blues that don't look too blue black, but also aren't like hard to look at. So this one is a nice one. So Sailor and Ancora Rainy Day ink. The next one is Bungukan, Kobayashi, and Tono and Limbs Tamahagane. I don't know if I've said that correctly, but I am trying. So, oh, hold on. Don't know if I have all of the things I need here. Off camera, I've got my Rhodia slips of paper and then my ring binder of all the color families. This looks more green or gray. Oh, I think it's green. Ooh, it's like a grayish green, reminding me a little bit of Colorverse Alpha Pisces. Lovely. I've let that dry a little bit, and look at the chromo shading in there. That's lovely. So this is Bungukan, Kobayashi, and Tono and Limbs Tamahagane. Oh, that's lovely. I really like that. That's beautiful. My thing when it comes to ink swatches like this is that these big, beautiful swatches show off all of the complexities of the ink, but then when you're writing with it with an extra fine or a fine nib, it's not showing that, which is really unfortunate. And I don't really write with mediums or broads or really big stub nibs because my writing would just look like a puddle if I did. But I still want to try this ink out in a fine or an extra fine nib and see what that looks like. So that is Bungukan, Kobayashi, and Tono and Limbs Tamahagane. And then the last ink from Eileen is Starbucks Reserve Kakimori Tokyo Night Blue. Ooh, another blue ink. Actually, the more that Sailor Ancora dries, the more that I like it. I'm gonna make sure I have enough on my nib here. Oh, well, that's lovely, rich blue. It looks very similar to Diamine Denim, and I actually just swatched them next to each other. They do look very, very similar. So this is, and this one has a long name as well. Got Starbucks Reserve. Oh, it's coming off that nib here. Starbucks and Kakimori Tokyo Night Blue. One thing I do have to say about this stainless steel nib is that it does allow me to write smaller than the brass nib ever did. So if you have small writing like me, oh, that was not a figure 8, the stainless steel nib. And I don't mean to sound like I'm selling that, it's just I really like this nib. I prefer the stainless steel over the brass. All right, so that is the Starbucks Kakimori Tokyo Night Blue. The next 5 inks are from my friend S, and the ones that she sends me are always just so, they're inks that may be limited or you may not get anymore. So I apologize for that in advance. I try not to put anything in my ink journal that might be limited or special edition or anything like that, but I also want to keep track of everything that I've been sent, so it's finding that balance. So kind of just a caveat or a just warning message now that some of the inks that I am swatching here may not be readily available for you. Okay, so the first one that S sent me, she got from AliExpress, and it's called Kitty Ink Pot Season 1 Right with Wild. And this is 25 mils. And I haven't tried any inks from AliExpress. So, oh my gosh, I'm not ready here. But so far it looks interesting. She said that my husband might like this one. Or, oh, no, I will like this one. Oh, I like that. It's quite light though. This is a lovely ink, but I don't actually know the name. I think it says Kitty Ink Pot. And I feel like this might actually be a bit dry. Season 1, Right with Wild. It's like a lighter version of Diamine Soft Mint. Let me show you here. Because I swatched the two of them on the To My River paper, and you can tell it's just a lighter version of that Diamine Soft Mint. A little bit more green in this one. It's lovely, but I feel like it might be a little bit dry. So that's that ink from AliExpress, the Kitty Ink Pot Right with Wild. Although now I look at the box, I'm not sure if that's the name. This one says Dissipate the Mist. But then on the box it says Right with Wild. Oh, it's Dissipate the Mist. It is Dissipate the Mist. That is my fault. Sorry. The next ink is Birmingham Penco Cold Steel. And it looks like there was some ink. I don't think the ink leaked, but S has the cutest little vials that she sends all of hers in. I love that. She said, I think possibly Rob might like this, or my husband might like this ink, because it's a nice blue. Oh yeah, it's very, very blue. He would definitely like that. And you can see as it's drying, it might have a little bit of sheen to it. So this is Birmingham Penco, and this is Cold Steel. One of the things I have found though with my Birmingham Penco inks is that they bleed through in my multi-year journal, which is unfortunate because there's so many lovely colors. And then in this swatch, it looks more blue, purple, black, whereas here it looks more blue, black. All right, so Birmingham Penco Cold Steel. The next ink is Birmingham Penco Soft Pretzel. And I'm expecting a brown. I'm not sure what shade of brown or what kind of brown, but brown. Oh, what does this one remind me of? Kind of the Lennon Toolbar Sesame Oil is kind of what that reminds me of, but it's also got a little bit of a pink undertone to it. I like that. And look at the way that it's drying. It's almost got blue now. It's interesting how it went down, it felt more pinky brown, but now that it's dry, there's a little bit of grayish blue pooling around the edges. That is really interesting. So this is Birmingham Penco and Soft Pretzel. I actually really like that. And then what is the line swatch gonna look like? Oh, lovely. That's a lovely brown. Oh, lovely. All right, Birmingham Penco Soft Pretzel. Then we have Van Diemen's Peanut Brittle. So I'm assuming another brown, or more like a orangey brown. Yeah, it looks more orange. And I love that S sends me Van Diemen's inks because I have a hard time getting them here. Ooh, it's like a yellowy orange. Oh, that's lovely. So now I can't have the brown family, color family out. It has to be the orange or yellow. Orange, yellow. So now that it's dried a little bit, I think I'm going to put it into the orange category. So this is Van Diemen's Peanut Brittle. And it is a lovely color. Look at that shading that's going on there. That was not a neat figure 8. Whoops. Oh, that's really nice. It looks like it's got more yellow undertones in the line swatch here, but it is more of a golden orange. That's lovely. So Van Diemen's Peanut Brittle. So the last ink I'm swatching is actually one more from Roxy. I did have one more from S, but it's not labeled, so I'm just waiting for her to get back to me. But I'll swatch it for next week's video because there's so many new inks that have come to me within the last month, and I'm just getting through them now. So I will have 3 videos this month for inks from friends. But anyway, this one is from Roxy. This is Jacquardin Vert Atlantide, and this is a shimmer ink. And I have tried other Jacquardin inks, shimmer inks before, but I'm interested in this one too. So it's a darker green. Ooh, it looks more teal actually in that swatch there. As that's dried a little bit, you can see a little bit of that silver shimmer. So it is just but it is a darker green with silver shimmer. Vert Atlantide. My daughter would probably scold me for not pronouncing that properly. My children are in French immersion, and my daughter is quite fluent in French. So, oh, that is lovely. I do like the shimmer. You can see a little bit more. I feel like there's more gold shimmer coming out actually in the writing than there is silver. Like the ink swatch looks a little boring, but then when you look at the writing, it's actually really interesting. Oh, I love that. So that is Jacquardin Vert Atlantide. Just showing you where or other things that I have swatched off camera. So swatching the color families and swatching on the Rhodia paper. Every ink that I've ever tried, I put on Rhodia paper and I keep in my desk drawer. So I have a little Rhodia sample of every ink that I've ever tried since I first started with this fountain pen and ink journey. But this is what normally happens when I'm swatching a video. These are the behind the scenes. And then that box still has 36 more inks that I need to swatch. So that is coming over the next couple of weeks. Phew, that was a lot of inks that I swatched today. And I know the video looks quite short, but the magic of editing, it's probably taken me a little over an hour to be able to swatch all of these, but I have so much fun being able to do these. But going through these, which ones are my favorite? Before I even go through the favorites, I want to see how close Wearing Gold Dracula looks to Robert Oster and Endless Pen's New Year, New Hue. Okay, so this is a little darker, but it's got that pink shimmer, so it does look different. And then Cabernet on the Lake is definitely more red. So I like that. I really, really like that. Whereas Wearing Gold Dracula has more of like a silvery blue shimmer. Then when we get to Scribo Rosso Chianti, I was like, I feel like I have that in an ink already, but I wasn't sure which one. So and I think it was Diamine Tyrian Purple that looked very similar to that. So Diamine Tyrian Purple looks very similar to me to the Scribo Rosso Chianti. Now, I know in the larger ink swatches, you can see differences, but when you're writing with it with a fine or an extra fine nib, there's not much difference. Not much difference at all. Then the Tono and Limbs Labradorite, I told you it reminded me of Wearing Gold Atlas. And actually, now that I look at it, Wearing Gold Atlas has more of like a blue shimmer, and it's more blue. This is more teal. What does that remind me of? What does that remind me of? I know there's an ink that reminds me of that, but now I cannot remember. It is, flipping through my book here. was it a green or was it a teal or was it a blue? But anyway, I thought I had an ink similar to that. Yeah, I guess not. Interesting. Oh, that's what it was. Wearingeul Alice. It wasn't Wearingeul Atlas. It was Wearingeul Atlas or Alice. But Wearingeul Alice is more light blue, kind of like Diamine Salad on Cat. So not as similar as I thought they were. Okay, then Robert Oster Sterling Silver reminds me of a specific Birmingham Penco ink. It was the Fig, oh, what was it called now? Oh, I'm awful at this. Okay, so the Fig, do I even have it in here? Waterfront Dusk, Sidewalk Gum. I probably won't have it in here. No, darn. Because it was one that I thought was really, really similar to it. Or maybe it's in the brown. You get to flip through this with me. It was the one that was like turkey, fig, something, something. If you remember the name, please let me know. Yeah, and it's not even in my brown inks. So I'm not sure where I've put that. Oh well. I thought I had something similar, but I guess I don't. Then, yeah, I don't think that that's similar. But then Diamine Deck the Halls. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place here. Reminded me of not Wearingeul Persephone. I thought it reminded me of Wearingeul Persephone, but Auroralis. Yes, Ferris Wheel Press Auroralis. Very similar, but this shimmer is more reddish pink. This one is more pink, and then the purple itself is a little warmer in tone. So, okay, what else do I think looks very similar to other things I have tried? I don't see anything that I have that looks similar to that. I don't think I have anything that looks similar to that. So yeah, I'm interested in trying a few of these and seeing how they work for me. But out of all of them, my favorites, the ones that I'm excited to try, Colorverse Brain. Funny enough, that's already in my S-Fine P20. Really all the shimmer inks I'm excited to try. I'm a little hesitant to try the Robert Oster ones, but I will try them in wetter nips. And then Wearingeul 12th Night. I feel like that's going to be really light, so it has to be at least in a fine nib. But yeah, what a mix of inks. What a beautiful mix of inks. Yeah, what are your favorites from the ones that have been sent to me? I'm so grateful for friends who want to send me these inks. So thank you so much to Roxy, Eileen, and S. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next few weeks of swatching more of these. All right, so thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a great day.